I started recording. So now I'm going to share my screen. By the way, if you guys ever miss it, because I think a few people have, like, we have a YouTube channel. It's called Teach to Learn. If you need access to it, you can just ask one of us, and we'll show it to you guys. So I'm sharing. Oh, that's not okay. I'm currently sharing my screen. Hopefully, you guys can all see it. And yeah, we're gonna get on with this. Okay. So today we're doing computer science workshop number 3: variables, functions, and loops. So, by the way, to note, this is going to be the last lesson for Scratch we have. After this, the final lesson, we're going to get a little into Python and just see how far we can get. I think the lessons will go on into the school year, so we'll be teaching you more about Python throughout the year as it goes forward. The basics of what we're doing today, we're doing just a warm-up. We're going to go over some loops, variables, functions, and then we're going to log you guys into repl, which is with what the medium we're going to use to actually do code Python in. It also has some other cool like classroom functionalities. So yeah, we're going to probably give you guys assignments, like guided assignments that you can do in that. So this is the warm-up, okay? I want everyone to type in CS discussion group 1, what does this code do, okay? So yeah, hopefully, wait, Marin, can you read it? Is it big enough to read?
I can look at your screen, yeah, I can read it.
Okay, good stuff. So yeah, everyone, please type in CS discussion group 1, what does that block of code do? Okay, you don't need to describe it, but don't just say exactly, but the basic description of what's happening in the code. Okay? Good stuff. Yeah, so there's 9 of us. Okay. Okay, Cindy, that's a good answer, but we want to a little bit more basic description of you have the correct description of what it's doing, but a little more basic, right? Just basically what's happening here.
Like what it will do in the animation, not in the code wise, but what people will see from the outside.
Yeah, what does the cat do?
For people who don't understand coding. No, we don't want you putting it into Scratch and inputting the code. We just want you to just want you to think in your mind what it will do.
How is the cat moving basically? Like a layman's description, right? What is the cat doing basically?
Well, what do you think it'll do? Before we even test it at all.
Yeah, don't test it. That's cheating. Okay, Arian,
That's
that's a
cheating,
good
yeah.
answer. Once again, it's like Cindy's, right? We basically want a cat. What is a cat doing? For example, the cat is this isn't what it does. Let's say oh, I have other code and it says the cat moves in a square. That's kind of the answer we want you guys to do, okay? We're kind of just leading you to that. Oh, the cat is moving in a square, and then that's basically what the code does. Okay?
We want it in simpleton terms. We don't want the exact numbers and then you're turning and then you're doing that.
Yeah, don't say it moves X steps, okay? We want it a little more simple. I'm just gonna type in the cat is moving in a square. That's the kind of answer we want, okay? Okay. We need one more person to get the correct answer, and then we'll continue. So once we have two people that get the correct answer, yeah.
And I suppose we can explain the code if you guys have trouble.
Okay, we got two people. Okay, so congrats to Cindy and Himon. I'm sorry, Himanshi and
Yeah, it's
Iris.
Manchi.
Okay, cool. So you guys got it.
Yeah,
Basically,
and
yeah,
Ankita. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong.
yeah, you guys got it. Good job. So basically, the cat just moves back and forth, right? So you can see it moving. Um, once it hits one of those, it keeps moving forward, right? And then once it hits one of those points, right, x is equal to 100 or negative 100, then it just flips around and then keeps moving forward. So we're going to continue on. The first topic for today is going to be loops, okay? So loops are controlled structures allowing blocks of statements to be repeated multiple times. Here's some applications of them, like repeat until a certain condition is met, or like repeat a specific number of times, like 10. So you guys already do have some familiarity with this in terms of the forever loop, right? You guys used forever loops last time, and just like forever, right? It keeps doing the same action over and over. And this is the same concept as loops, except they have a certain number of times to be repeated. So scratchtivity number 1, okay? Make your cat spin around as many times as you are, yeah, as many times your age in years. So if you're 10 years old, the cat will spin 10 times. Yeah. So we have that. That's part 1, and then part 2 is make it spin until it touches the mouse, and then what? Okay, just like it spins unless the mouse is touching it, right? So if it's the mouse is touching it, it doesn't spin. If the mouse is touching it, if the mouse is not touching it, it spins. So just please, guys, just do the first one first, okay? The first part of the scratchivity first. Snip your answers, right? Screenshot your answers, and then show them to us in the Discord. One thing to note is that one thing to note is that think of once again, you got to think of the rotations like in terms of geometry, right? So if you want it to spin around the whole way, it's just like a circle, right? So it's going to be 360 degrees. That's how far it has to spin. So to spin one time, it's 360 degrees. Please snip your answers and show them to us. Once we get like a few people in, then yeah, we should be able to move on. Good stuff. Okay, it seems like people are actually joining as of right now. So, for those that are just joining in, we want you guys to complete Scratchtivity number 1, okay? And the first part is Scratchtivity. Once you complete that, please put your answer, snip your answer, and then put it in the chat. Make sure and use the for loops, okay? Not forever loops, okay? To complete these activities.
Yeah, just go to the control structures and look at the like repeat stuff.
Wait, Nathan, how do you snip on Mac again?
Command Shift 4.
Command Shift 4. Also, you can look in under CS announcements. Our very, very first post, if you scroll to the very, very top, is how you snip on different operating systems. Windows, Mac. I don't know if we have Linux.
You can also use Command Shift 3 if you just want to take a screenshot of your entire screen, but if you want to snip it, then use Command Shift 4.
What she said.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Wait, I'm gonna go over just one. I guess I'll show an example of kind of what we're doing here. So, because I never showed you guys how actually I use this, right? So when the flag is clicked, right, we're just gonna say like, for example, repeat this 10 times, and it's just going to say hello 10 times, and then wait a second. So, actually, wait.
See, we're doing Scratch 31.
I'm gonna make it say hello.
You're trying to make the cat spin around as many times as your age is.
Yep.
You're having the cat spin around whenever you until the key space is pressed. Arian.
Yeah. You're probably gonna
So
want to
you
use
want to use
repeat.
the repeat a certain number of times instead of repeat and kill.
Yeah.
And Nathan, you are definitely showing the answer right now.
I am not showing the answer. This is just saying hello a bunch of times.
Because you're working it out right now, right?
No, I'm not. I'm just showing them how for loops work.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that, Marion.
Oh, you're just doing an example. Okay, everyone look at Nathan's screen.
Okay, yeah, so basically what this does, it just repeats it 10 times. It says hello for 2 seconds, and then it waits a second. Hello again. So this is the second time it loops. The third time it loops. And you guys are going to want to make the, right, you're going to want to make the cat spin, right? However, repeat the number of your age and then make the cat spin.
So he's using a repeat a certain number of times block. So right now it will repeat 10 times whatever the code is inside the block. And then it will stop afterward. And if you go to the group chat, the discussion group chat 1, if you look at Arian's thing, he has a repeat and kill. And what that does is it keeps repeating something until an action happens, until something happens. So it can, the amount of times it repeats it varies depending on how long that action takes to happen.
Yeah, since you guys are having a little trouble, I'll just tell you the blocks you need. You need the when green flag is clicked. You need a repeat for a certain number of times block, and then a turn block. That's all you need.
Turn.
In case you forgot what the instructions were, it's you want the cat to keep spinning, to spin the amount of times, like
You are
to
an
spin
age.
whatever your age is. Like if you're 16 years old, you want the cat to spin 16 times. If you're 5 years old, then you want the cat to spin 5 times.
If you're 5 years old, you probably shouldn't be here. Yeah, it's a little young. But you guys get the idea.
You don't know. Maybe a 5-year-old can be a genius.
Maybe.
My God.
Marion, I'm gonna have to stop screen sharing because since I'm recording now, it's using up a lot more battery power. So you guys are gonna just look at Marion's screen from now on. Is that okay? Marion, is that okay?
Okay.
because I think it
You
used to be.
definitely. Oh my gosh, Nathan. You really should have just went over to Jack's house or something.
I have no idea where Jack lives. We're internet buddies.
You could have just asked him or so. You have contact or
I'm in too
whatever.
deep. It's already been done. Okay, yeah. So Marion, share your screen.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's been taking a while for you guys to do this, so I'm just gonna point it out. Ankita got it right. So good job to her. She's the first one that got it. You guys, you can put your answers. You can just copy hers and post it if you'd like. So if you look at her code, it just says I assume she's 13 years old, right? So it repeats it 13 times, and each time she spins a total of 360 degrees, and that is one full circle of turning. So good job.
Now, the code itself, because it's turning 360 degrees, it won't show any motion because it's moving too fast for you to be able to see. If you want to see the cat spinning, you have to lower the amount of degrees.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the second part. Marion, you're showing the second part, right?
Yeah. Can you see the screen, Nathan?
Yeah, I can see your thing. So yeah, keep the cat spinning until it touches the mouse. So until you're gonna want to, I forgot, right? Yeah. I guess I can look at the slides and answers. Yeah, I can. So yeah,
Wow.
like Aryan was saying, like Aryan did in his first example, you're probably gonna want to use the repeat until button, right? So because when it's touching the mouse, right? When the mouse is touching the cat, it doesn't spin. But when the cat, oh yeah, okay. If nothing's touching the cat, then it spins. But if the mouse is touching the cat, then it doesn't spin.
Well, you'll want to use a forever loop because you want the cat to keep spinning forever.
Correct.
Okay.
So I don't know if our description was great, but hopefully you guys can figure it out. Okay, post your code, snip your code, and put it in there, and we'll check your answers.
Have any questions, comments, just unmute yourself and say them.
That's what we're here for.
Wait, what's the new assignment?
You're gonna do the second bullet point. You're gonna want the cat to spin around unless it's touching the mouse point. So the cat is gonna keep spinning and spinning. It's gonna spin forever, and whenever the mouse touches it, it's gonna stop. But whenever the mouse is removed, it's gonna keep spinning again.
Okay.
I think Cindy got it right. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. Good job. Don't look at her answer though. Okay, that's cheating. Because I know you guys
Well,
can
what
technically cheat.
you don't wanna put the degrees at 360 because then it won't really show the
Cat spinning.
the cat spinning. It will just show the cat staying still. So you won't actually know whether you got it right if you have the degrees at 360. So lower down the turning degrees.
I assume by the fact that her answer was so close to either. Good job, Ankita. Because I assume you got it at the same time.
There's also many different ways to do this code, so you don't have to use a repeat until. You can use an if, else, or whatever.
Yeah,
So
there's tons of different ways to do everything. So don't diss
don't just
anybody.
copy the people above.
Yeah, we want to.
Yeah, that's good job, Cindy. if you got this, try to do it a different way. Try to do the code with different statements.
Try and yeah. If you're currently using the if else statement, then you can try. I mean, if you're using the repeat until, you can try it with an if else statement. So
Okay, Ariam, what your code is doing is if the mouse pointer is touching the cat, it will turn. But if the mouse pointer is not touching it, then the cat won't turn. So what you've done is you've essentially done the opposite.
yeah, you're almost there. Just do a little switcheroo. Iris, good job. Yeah, for those that still haven't done it yet, we're probably gonna wait until like one more person gets it and then move on. But if you've already done it, then just try to implement it with an if and else. Mine is having a seizure. Yeah,
Your
if you're
computer?
probably the scratch cat, because she has it, I believe, on 300. Nope, she has it on 180 degrees. So like, it just keeps flipping upside down, just like the cat's facing up and then upside down, just like and then yeah. That's okay. So good job, guys. Enough of you have done it. Marion, keep moving onward.
Okay. So good job, guys. Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be like less than 360. It can also be greater than. Just don't like have it as like a multiple of 360. Like if you do 360 or whatever 360 times 2 is 720. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to variables. Okay. So
Okay.
variables are objects that store a value of information, right? So let's say my high score for a video game is the T-Rex Google Chrome game is 400. So you can save the variable my underscore high score as that score 400, or you can save numbers, you can save letters, you can save a lot of different things. But yeah, like my name is Nathan, so I can save name as Nathan. Essentially, you can think of them as like a box, a labeled box where you can put items in. Like you can see the example, right? So the eggs, there's 15 eggs, right? So it's a box that has eggs in it, and it has 15 of those eggs, 10 bacon. Moving onward, we're gonna look.
You can also change the variables. They don't stay the same.
Yeah, they can change over time. So let's write code so that every time the spacebar is pressed, a variable showing the number of times the spacebar has been pressed increases. Marion, can you like show them, right, like just how the variables work? Like set it up so like every second the variable increases, and just show them.
Yeah.
So she's gonna set
So
something
we're
up in
gonna like.
Scratch that just shows kind of how the variables work.
So.
Okay, I'm gonna
We're
answer the
going to do
question.
this variable book. So you have my variable here, which is already there. You can also make a variable and you name it. So the set my variable to 0, it just sets it to a number, whatever number you want. You can have it as 50 or whatever. And then you can use change my variable by 1, and that will change it, like it will add 1 to the variable. And then the show variable will show the variable up there, like this. And if you hide the variable, then it will disappear. So if you show the variable and then this change my variable by 1, it'll just increase each time. You can also do a decrease if you put -1 or see. So back to the slides. The scratch activity number 2, what we want you to do is we want you to write code so that every time the space bar is pressed, a variable showing the number of times the space bar has been pressed increases. And you'll want to wait. I think it's no, it's control. Control the wait so that it doesn't just automatically go to 10 since the computer works so fast. Or you can use the looks of like say hello and you can just input my variable, and it will say the variable. The cat is all the way over there. I don't know how to get it back here. Okay.
Yeah, I answered Ankita's question. Hopefully it works for her. Iris, wait, I think that works, right? You obviously want to, like, automatically set the variable to, like, 0, and you'd probably want to do, like, it's just general good practice to set the variable before you can change it, right? So under, like, the green flag, you might want to set the variable, but other than that, it should work. So good job.
Who are you talking to? What?
Iris.
It should be correct.
Yeah, technically that works, but we want to try to, like, give you guys good practices, so, like, setting variables. So make sure and have a thing where you set the variable as well, right? Set my variable to 0. Make sure you include that block in there, because that's pretty
Or
important.
set it to whatever number you want. I don't know, your favorite number.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes, like that. Do you guys have any questions over the variables or anything?
What's the point of variables?
They're gonna be really useful in, like, when you get into, like more complex coding, object-oriented programming, and especially in Python as well. Just in anything more advanced from scratch, variables become increasingly useful because they can change over time. Like, okay, I'm gonna come up with an example. Well, we're gonna show you guys
Like,
later, but, like,
let's say like a game, like you're trying to keep score, and the score is going to be a variable, and you can change it by this counter, the change variable by 1, and so that will keep track of your score.
okay, guys, keep posting your answers. But don't look at the ones already there. Good job, Ankita. You got it. Also, good job, Cindy. I can tell you actually read the little hint thing at the bottom, so that's good. So, yeah, we're just gonna keep waiting. Guys, post your answers. Try not to look at the answers that are already up there, because obviously, I know you obviously probably won't mean to, but if you end up, yeah, because, I mean, there's no grades in this class, so once again, there's no point in cheating and purposely trying to get around stuff, because in the end, it'll probably just hurt you.
Besides, we want you to know coding and like it, so that you can make something cool.
Yeah.
And put it in our Scratch project gallery, or just gallery. It doesn't even have to be Scratch project. Be other cool stuff.
Okay, so I'm looking at Himanshi. So your code is kind of it's kind of redundant, right? Because it says when the space key is pressed, and then it asked if the space key is pressed. You don't really need that when you're doing it. In addition, you probably want to find a way to set the variable called variable to zero at the very beginning, just for good practice measures, okay? The second part is, but the first part is pretty close. So just make sure and find a way to set the variable to 0 at the very beginning of your code.
I mean, the first code isn't wrong. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just
not the best way of doing it. And although there's lots of different best ways, we want to introduce you guys to like good practices, and that would include setting variables, because that's going to be extremely necessary later on. That's even starting actually from the next lecture.
Yes.
So yeah, guys, keep posting your answers.
so only 4 people have actually posted any answers.
Okay, so yeah, I guess everyone else is just listening along. So we're just gonna continue because we want to keep the people that are answering. Can you show? Okay, yeah. So your guys' answers are correct. Show our answer. It's not the best way of doing it, but it's another way of doing it. Are you showing them? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to
This
describe
one
it?
is a little bit.
Less.
They definitely. It's not as clean, but it does work.
Okay. Yeah. So moving on to functions. Anyway, functions are blocks of reusable code that can perform an action, right? So if you have a certain action that needs to be performed like a bunch of different times, right? Like it needs to be repeated, like whenever you want it to be, not just like a certain amount of times that you can do in a for loop. So so you can functions are called to shorten the code and make it more understandable. So as you can see here, we have an example of using a function. So when the flag is clicked, forever what it does is it calls the run function. And then within the run function, it repeats 10 times, it moves 20 steps and waits 1 second, and then repeats that 10 times over. And then the forever loop in the main section is called again, and then it runs again. So the main function, right, the green flag function calls the run function. Okay, in it. Marion, can you actually I don't know, do you need to show them? No. Marion's gonna show you Scratchtivity 3, and we're just gonna and you guys are gonna have a function implementation of this, okay? You gotta make sure to use these red function blocks. And she's just gonna show you how the cat works and describe the activity.
Hey, how do you play this video?
You have to present.
Oh, I have to present.
You can see it, yeah.
Oh, there we go. So what we wanted you to do, so the cat normally moves forward and moves forward, but when the space key is pressed, the cat will turn 90 degrees, and it will also state how many times it has turned in total. It's kind of like, you know how in the snake game, every single time you press the button, the snake will turn 90 degrees or so, whatever. It's the same with this cat thing, except the cat will state how many times it has turned in total.
Are the functions used in coding the same as the functions used in algebra?
Pretty
No.
Wait, no?
Wait.
Like, I mean, plus still works the same as plus in algebra, yes. And in addition, we were showing you guys, I believe, last class about the operators, right? So, yeah. Like, you guys, okay, you know operators, right? You could put, like, functions within functions, and, like, so, like, yeah, it's difficult to describe, but the functions within, not the operators within operators, like 3 plus 5, and that's in parentheses times 5. So it works very similarly to that. Yes, they work like algebra, just like PEMDAS. There's also something called modulus, if you guys want to look it up. It's like, it tells you the remainder of a function, right? Like 5 modulus 3 would be 2, because 5 divided by 3, the remainder of that would be 2. So that's another thing, but we'll get into that a little later. But yeah,
Wait, what do you mean functions are like functions in math? What?
operators are like functions in math. But functions are things you can be called multiple times. Yeah, if you guys have any questions and don't get anything, please post your code and we'll walk through it so you guys can, like, move along with everything, and yeah, we can really get this down.
Functions are very important. So, like, let's say we want the cat to draw a flower, but like, and you want it to draw a flower multiple times. You don't want to have to keep copying that code over and over again.
Okay. Bunt kuruku.
Any questions or so? Any more questions or so? And make sure to upload your code. So
Yeah, make sure you guys, if you have any questions ever, please upload your code to it so we can walk through it. And then when we're speaking, right, it's also going to double as helping everybody else, because they'll hear our explanations, they can look at your code if it's incorrect, and they'll see.
and if you guys are really having trouble, you can DM me or Nathan or
Yeah.
one of the other mentors, and we can hop on the CS help voice channel and we can answer all your questions and help walk you through it.
Yeah. Good stuff. I'll let you guys get on with it. Do you actually wait, Mariam? Since they are having a little difficulty, do we want to, like, get them to start off a little? Just like,
I don't know. How about
like,
you guys
show the
just
structure.
post what you have right now?
Yeah, if you need help, please post what you have right now, and we'll kind of guide you along if you guys need the help.
So,
Actually, do you want me?
make
Do you want me to like kind of give them a little start?
well, if you guys need anything, you can do. If you need something, you can do this touching. Not touching. I'm sorry. Keys. I can read. Key space press, or you can use the event wing space key press. But you'll also want to use the flag.
Did we show you guys how to make a function? Did we?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So you'll go to my blocks and you'll click make a block. You'll name it, I don't know, stuff,
Wait, turn. Name it turn, because that's
term.
pertinent to the
Right.
activity.
I don't know. I can't remember stuff. You'll press OK. And then it says define term. And then you'll just put like, move 10 steps, turn 15 degrees. And then in order to use it, you'll go back to my blocks and you'll put the turn under there. Or you can put it, and you can put it anywhere. It's just like any other block. Is this confusing to anyone?
Yeah, if it is, please unmute yourself and like ask the question or just post code, and then we'll get on to that.
I know functions can be a little confusing.
Okay, I've actually built up a little battery power excess, so I'm gonna share my screen for like a minute, okay, and kind of just give you guys a little, just a very, very basic breakdown on kind of what should be happening right here. So, right, you have when the flag is clicked, okay, and this is like this will match up with our answer. It's not necessarily the correct one, because last class we had a whole bunch of different types of answers, and they all work anyway. So when it's clicked, right, you want to do something relating to forever, right? So forever, it should be moving. It should be moving forever, and then it should also be checking, right? If it should also be checking if it's touching if the space is right. I believe, yeah, it's the space key, right? If the space key is pressed, and in that you're going to want to run the function, right? You're going to want to run the turn function, right? If the space key is pressed, then you're going to want to run the turn function. And within that turn function,
79, but
yeah, within that turn function, you're going to want to obviously turn 90 degrees and then state the number of times you've turned. So, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So you have to make sure and set in the green flag, right, at the very beginning, you have to want to set the number of turns. So the
I'm
turn.
bored of
So you want to set the number of turns to 0, and then each time you turn, it should increase the number, right? Each time you turn, it should increase the number of turns, and then it should also show it, the number of turns, and it should say the number of turns as
I
well,
want to see because we seem to get along really well.
right? So hopefully, due to the fact that I just wait, Brandon, can you like mute them? Oh yeah, guys.
What? Nathan, you're cutting out.
I am? Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
No,
I can
no.
see your screen.
Yeah, just make sure and click on it. It says live. And hopefully all the blocks of colored are just kind of like scattered everywhere because I don't want you guys to know exactly how to do it. But hopefully my explanation kind of made sense to you guys. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I have 22% battery left.
Eight people are watching. Bruh. But yeah, there's like a million people. Not a million. I knew a kid named Braxton.
I have shared my screen. Here's the workshop again.
Wait, Marion. Actually, you know what would really help them? Can you just show them on repeat the video of the cat turning?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cindy, yours is really close, but we want the cat to move. We don't want the cat to move in the turn set, right? We want the cat to move on its own regardless. And then when it turns, it calls the turn. Okay? So you're getting really close, so you're getting pretty close, so yeah, just keep on it. You're doing well. Yeah, Marion, just make sure and show them the cat doing the thing. Like, Marion's gonna show you the video of the cat just moving around the square on repeat. So if your code, if your scratch code is similar to that, then yeah. You should post your answer. Or if you're having a question, obviously, post your code and we'll check it. We are, however, going to need to finish within the next to not to put too much pressure on you guys, but we are gonna need to. You guys can stay after as well, by the way, if you want to finish. But we are by 2:57 or 2:58. We are going to need to get into
Get
repl
started
and
on
make our
repl.it.
first code. Yeah. But once again, like Marion was saying earlier, if you guys ever need help, please feel free to DM one of us mentors, me, Marion, Jack, Steve, Katie, Ashton, Alex, any of us, and we'll be happy to help you guys. Get on the CS Help channel anytime, and we'll walk you through what you need to know.
Pretty good. Just make sure you show the variable turns.
Yeah, the
Cindy.
cat should say the number of times it's turned. Marion, you are showing the video, right? Of the cat. Marion, you are showing. Oh. Yeah, Marion, you are showing the video of the cat going around in the box, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, when the space key is pressed. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Okay, I don't. If your cat disappeared, I'm not entirely certain of what went wrong, but I am going to recommend that you change the X position right in the right area and the right side where the cat is. Underneath, there's the sprite is equal to sprite 1, the show or not show. Make sure and make the cat show because that could be the reason. So click the eyeball, and if it's going off the screen, change the X position to 0, Y to 0, and the direction to 90, and the size to 100, just to keep everything even with how it started. So hopefully that fixed your issue. Okay. Wait. Marion, do you think it's a good idea since it's 2:56 to walk them through how to do it, or?
Has anyone else posted anything?
Hannah. Oh. Hannah. Sorry about that.
Okay, you guys should unmute yourself and tell me how you're doing.
Okay. Wait. Actually, wait. Do you want me to, Marion? Do you think it's a good idea to show them just how to do it right now? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
I
show you
suppose I
guys.
could.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. Oh wait, I have to share my screen. So. Oh, that's not the right screen.
Are you gonna do it?
Yes, I am. And then we're gonna go really quickly through that, and then we're gonna go really quickly through the REPL, okay? Because we are running out of time. So when the flag is clicked, right, we want to set the number of turns to 0, and then forever in that loop, we want to move 10 steps, okay? Also, Cindy got it, so if you want to look at Cindy's as well. So when the space key is clicked, right, we want to run the turn function, and each time it turns, right, you turn 90 degrees, you increase the number of turns by 1, and then you say the number of turns as well. Oh, flip. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, the cat is moving each time it turns, and then, yeah. Okay, that's good stuff. Do you guys have any questions about how it runs at all? Because please speak right now, because we're gonna move on to REPL, like, right now. Okay, I'm gonna guess you guys don't, okay? So good stuff. So we're gonna get started with REPL, okay, guys? So the first thing we're gonna want to do is just type in REPL, right, into your search bar, REPL, REPL, and then get on there. And then next after that, once you're on here, okay, you basically, it doesn't show it because I'm actually logged in right now. Sorry about that. Here we go. I'll get on the screen like you guys. So sign up, okay? You want to type in your username, your email, your password, and then sign up, okay? And once you're in there, okay, it's going to see, you're going to see a screen similar looking to this, right? Getting started with REPL continued, right? So you fill in your username, password, email, and click sign up, and you should see this screen, right? Go ahead and fill it out, just like how you would. You're brand new to Python. You're going to be learning in an institution, which would be considered teach to learn, okay? And then when it says click the languages you're going to want to get started with, I'd recommend you guys we're going to get started with Python, but I'd recommend also clicking HTML or Java as well, because those are some of the more useful languages. Okay? Does that sound good? Okay. Good stuff. So anyway,
How do you spell what?
how do you spell what? WHAT. Anyway,
I definitely I meant Miguel. He says, how do you
sorry for
spell it?
making you wait.
What is it?
Okay, yeah.
Rebel.it,
Hopefully you got that.
I suppose.
And then, so I'm just gonna move onward. Okay, I'm gonna stay on because technically our instruction period is kind of over. Actually, wait, Marion, can you make a poll to see once people have logged into REPL?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, go ahead and do that. So go under CS polls, and you want to click when that has happened. Okay. And make sure and like that message so we know you guys are keeping up with everything. I didn't realize you'd actually be early. Since when are we early?
Of course I'm early.
Oh crap! Dang it.
On time.
I gotta put CS group 1. Okay, never mind.
I'll show you in a minute. Hey, no.
They're just like, they picked it before you. That's
Oh,
it.
for real? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
it?
don't even browse it.
Oh, that's kind of an L.
That is. Wait.
I
I'm
guess we're here
making
for
a
no
new
reason.
poll that says group 1, so we don't get confused.
What is wrong with your parking?
I didn't want to take up a. I actually can't explain this.
Yeah, I saw this car and I'm like, I feel like it's your car, but I also don't feel like you're like
I'd be
this
that
type of
stupid.
person until
We're not okay. I'll be ready before 3:05. I'm sorry.
Nathan, should we give them an invite to the class?
We'll get that. We'll get on with that tomorrow. It's a little late.
Okay.
It's already like 3. Okay, so I don't know. Have people started leaving? No, they haven't. A few people. Whatever. That's okay. Anyway, so once you get into repl, am I still sharing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So once you get into repl, I'm just going to log in myself. I am at 12% battery right now. Looking good.
Oh my
Looking
gosh.
fresh. Looking spicy. Okay, so we're going to want to create a repl. Okay. Python. You're going to want to click Python because that's the language we're going to be working with. And then we'll just type in the word print, parentheses, and then you want to click a quotation mark, and then just type in hello world. And then run it. And that's literally it. That's everything, okay? So once you guys have done that, you guys are free to go, okay? So if you guys have any questions at all whatsoever, please type them in the chat and ask us. But if you've already typed in hello world and you can see that message, you guys are free to go, okay? So good stuff. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.